Hey guys, thank you for joining me in this video that will help you find a project for your humanities program. So if you're about to embark on a bigger assignment like a semester project or your thesis and you don't know exactly what to write about yet, then this video is for you. It is one of 3 videos that together will take you through the process of finding a research topic. I'm Kirstine, and on this channel we do everything design research, design thinking, anything within the humanities really, and if you like that kind of stuff too, consider subscribing. If you're studying any program within the humanities, then you know that the possibilities are endless when it comes to finding a specific topic or field that you want to do some research on for a given assignment. Personally, I did my master thesis in experience economy, and it took me about 4 months just to find the overall topic. And I wish I had been conscious of what I know today and what I'm going to share with you guys today, because that's a long time not to know what you're doing. In this video, we're going to focus on expanding the pool of ideas, whereas in the later videos, we are trying to narrow them down so you know exactly what you're going to write about. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to take you through 3 different sections, and in each section we are doing a brainstorm. It's important that you can tell these different brainstorms apart, so I recommend that you find 3 different colored post-its, or if you don't have 3 different colored post-its, then any other method that will allow you to see what ideas belong to what brainstorm. In this first section, we are going to brainstorm what our interests are within our field. So you can ask yourself, what theories and methods do you really enjoy within your program? Or what theories and methods are you really good at? For me, for instance, that could be power relations or materiality, and I really enjoy doing field work, but that could be completely different for you, and you're just going to write everything that you find interesting within your program. Take a few minutes to write as many ideas down as possible. Be as detailed as possible so it's not an overall topic. I could, for instance, also say that within power relations, I find the dynamic between the government and the citizen really interesting, while others within the theme of power relations might find it more interesting how things are between an employer and an employee. And don't hold yourself back. There are no stupid ideas or thoughts or interests. You'll just write them all down, and then we'll look at all that later. But for now, just focus on getting as much down on that paper as possible. Now that you've taken a few minutes to do that, you'll gather all the post-its from that brainstorm and put it aside just for a little bit. On to the next section, and here we're going to brainstorm what your resources and network are. In this section, there's 2 sub-questions. The first question is, who do I know that could use my help or that I could collaborate with on a project? So essentially, who could be a stakeholder in this project? That could, for instance, be a previous employer, or it could be your local sports club that you have some connection with, and you could see that there would be a potential to do some kind of research within that field. So get those next post-its ready and ask yourself, who could I potentially collaborate with here? Who is outside of the context of university? Who is a person out in real life that I might have a connection with and where I can get a foot in the door to a specific field that might be interesting for me to research? For me, for instance, I had previously worked in the municipality in my city, and I knew that there were some people there that I could contact to say, hey, would you be up for me doing some kind of project here? So really dig deep and be creative with thinking about, okay, who might I know that I could do a collaboration with? So take a few minutes for that before we move on to question number 2 within this section. On to question number 2 within this section. So you're still going to use the same colored post-its, but here you're going to ask yourself, what characterizes my close group of friends and family. If you have a group of friends that are all into skateboarding, or you have some people in your family that all have the same disease, then write all these down. I had a group of people that all received social benefits from the state, or monetary support from the state. This actually ended up being really determining for me being able to do the project that I wanted. So please take a few minutes to write all your friends and family's common characteristics down. And now gather all those post-its and put them aside for a little bit. On to section 3. And here we're going to brainstorm your personal interests, your personal experience, or personal obstacles that you've been through in your life. So get those last post-its out and ask yourself, what interests do I have? What life experiences do I have? Or what obstacles do I go through in my everyday life? That could be all from you experience trouble when you have to focus on reading, or it could be that you're really interested in gaming. Just write as many ideas down on those post-its as possible. So now you should have 3 big piles of ideas. I'm sure that after doing these brainstorms, you have a bunch of ideas, so maybe consider counting them and share how many you got in comments. That way we can have a little friendly competition. I know that this may seem like a lot and that you got nowhere, but I promise you that you just made an important step towards finding your research topic. What you essentially did here was looking at what things from my program would I really like to use, what connections do I have that might bring me closer to some kind of specific context that I can research, and you also looked at what informants do you have available, and then you also looked at what do you find personally interesting. And in the next video then we're gonna bridge these things to find some more viable ideas by looking at what connections are there between all these ideas. You might even already have an idea, or you can see some connection between some different post-its, but they probably still seem like half viable. You don't know if they would hold in court or anything. And don't worry, I won't leave you with a bunch of ideas that you don't know what to do with. And that's what we're gonna look into in the next video. We're gonna look at how you can narrow these ideas down. So I'm really looking forward to the next video. So please join me next Thursday, where we're gonna get even closer to that goal of finding your research topic.